So as a business owner, because I'm sure, people want to, as the expert in sales, I like to say, you're like the sales expert. What advice would you give to somebody where, and they're starting their own business or they've been doing business for a while? Like from your perspective as a director of operations, running the sales calls, like what advice would you give to people? Because we know you can have the best marketing in the world, but when you get on that call, if you don't know how to sell or convert or have your processes in place in the background, all that extra effort up front is going to be in vain, basically. So what advice would you give to people? Because I consider you like the sales guru over here. So
the best thing I can say is be authentically you.
Mm-hmm.
It has served me well. In my previous job, I was in account management. And so typically, you have two sides of the house. You have business development, basically sales, and then you have account management. So sales goes out, they get the client, then they bring them home, and then in account management, you're managing the client, keeping them happy. So I was on that side of the house. But we always said everybody is a salesperson because if you think about it, you have to resell over and over and over again, even to clients that currently are with you, so that what have you done for me lately?
Yeah.
They continue to still see your value. For me, that meant building meaningful relationships with my clients, really connecting with them. Yeah, we have a job to do, but at the end of the day, we're all people. And being able to connect with them was very important to me in building those kind of relationships. And that's why I feel like I was always able to retain business.
Yeah.
When my clients came in, they typically did not leave unless it was something that was over their head, a business decision that, whatever, the company was getting bought, stuff like that you can't really help. So I really have translated that into what I do now. And I tell clients this, and it's the truth. When I get on a sales call with a person, my goal is not to sell you or to get you to join our program.
Yeah.
My goal is to share with you the value that we could potentially offer you and to get you to make a decision. Because if the decision is no, continue to look for the help that you need. And I'm moving on to the next person.
Right.
And so being authentically you and not being cheesy, salesy, not trying to fit someone else's mold. I'll never forget my first sales call, and I still remember that call. I was so in my feelings. I was like, I don't know this, I don't know that, blah, 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 blah. And Ramon, he was like, well, here's like the script that I use. And I'm like, this ain't gonna work for me. Because
it was tailored to him.
It was tailored to him. Yeah. And I'm like, I can't see that anybody would want to work with us if I'm following a script.
Literally like, so welcome.
Yeah. I was like, yeah, that's not going to work.
Yeah.
And so what I had to do is I had to build in repetitions. Of course, there's key information that you need to provide to the person, but I had to do it in a way that made sense for me. And what that means is putting the person first. So I'm getting to know you first. I'm getting to know what your pain points are. What are you dealing with in general in life? Because generally I care about these people. Yeah. That's why we do what we do.
Yes.
And so being authentically myself, I think has really been fruitful for me as a salesperson. Because it's really just me talking to a person and helping them solve a problem.
That is true.
So I know that there are folks out there that are like, oh, I'm not a salesperson. You're going on YouTube. You're looking at how other people do it. And that's great. But use that information to help build up the muscle of how you want to be.